Britain is about to witness the birth of robot wars.
This is Robot War. So are you ready for it?
Ultimately decide whether they emerge as winners or losers.
Robot wars is back.
Are you ready for it?
As you've just seen, this show is bound to be a belter.
Roboteers, stand by. From Hinckley, 13 Black.
Innovative design, two 650mm spinning discs at 400 RPM, carbon fibre, Kevlar, composite body and weapons. Can get up to 20 miles an hour. This really will be rushing roulette.
From Selkirk, Corkscrew.
A revolving body with two blades made out of a lorry wheel with tank-type steering. John Heatley promised his boys he'd build a robot for them if they raised the money. They did by washing cars. Here they are.
Roboteers, stand by.
There is Corkscrew. Is it top heavy, I wonder? Unbalanced? There's John and his two boys, Lewis and Lawrence, 12 and 11. And 13 Black. What an unusual machine. John Denny is the driver, Richard Morris and Ken Wilson with him. To do damage for the house robots, Sergeant Bash, the pincers, the flamethrower. And with a huge capacity for mayhem is Shunt, our old pal.
3, 2, 1.
If 13 Black can get both of those cutting blades working in tandem, they are very destructive. Well, that's one, but Corkscrew, the wheel hub with the kilt and the Scottish spirit, has thus far withstood the pressure and the punishment, has its own blades, Corkscrew, on the sides of the revolving body, and this is a fast and frantic fight, isn't it? 13 Black smashes on Shunt away. There goes the revolving Corkscrew. It's all maddened, whirling and twirling out there. A Highland fling from Corkscrew. Will they toss the caber that is 13 Black? Corkscrew. The men with the Highland bravery. Scots Wahey from Selkirk, Edinburgh. 13 Black. The roulette wheel has stopped spinning. The other blade is still moving furiously. Close in on Corkscrew. Has the kilt got caught up in there, or is it the blade of Corkscrew? It is. There, look, hanging on to 13 Black, low down. Now, for me, while 13 Black has looked on the surface the more aggressive, I think Corkscrew has been the more controlled here. Lewis Heatley, 12 years of age, is steering Corkscrew perhaps to a famous victory. Shunt has a look. They're caught, wedged together here. Cease has been called. The robots will be decided by the judges. Brilliant stuff by young Lewis and his brother Lawrence. The judges will decide. Oh, and do they know? They look agonised. They plot, they consider. Corkscrew spinning under pressure from 13 Black, then coming back on the attack itself. Well, it was smashing and bashing 13 Black, but was that controlled and stylish? And was this the most significant moment of damage? The roulette wheel stopped.
Well, the judges have made their decision. Now, they can be quite controversial in Robot Wars, and I think this is quite a controversial decision. They've gone for Corkscrew! Well done, lads! How do you feel about it? There's murmurings of discontent from the crowd. How do you feel about that decision?
It's hard to say, really. It was a good match. It was a well placed, you know,
It was going so well,
yeah,
until you got stuck.
Yeah.
And then it just turns like a complicated waltz, didn't it?
Yeah.
But I thought your two spinning discs, very powerful. The noise of it when they spin up, very like hypnodisc. But one did break down.
Yeah,
and you did sustain damage because that's how you got stuck together. So I think they've gone just on damage alone, and they've gone for Corkscrew. But you've got a fairly awesome robot there, and I'm sure we'll see you back.
We'll be back.
Let's hear it for Black 13!
From Hinckley in Leicestershire, 13 Black.
Go on, sir, try your luck. Spin the wheel. No more bets, please.
13 black. Unlucky for some,
Yes.
but hopefully lucky for you guys.
Unlucky for the opposition.
Rumour is rife that you're the robot to watch.
Well, that's definitely true.
Joint fastest in the heat at 20 miles an hour. Polycarbonate double spinner weapons. It's covered in holographic wrapping paper, which can be shredded. And I don't like the radio control system much.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams. 13 black there on the left, captained by John Denny. Chompalot, captained by Simon Cook. And on the left, Thermidor 2, David Harding's the captain, and Stinger with Kevin Scott leading his team. So Killalot leads our house robots into the fray in the arena. Ooh. And Dead Metal. Go on, give us a smile, Dead Metal.
3, 2, 1.
So, are we watching for 13 black here? Or Thermidor 2? Or the seeded Stinger? Great battle. Chompalot, newcomers. Meanwhile, Stinger top left there, getting involved in early action with Thermidor 2. 13 black away, the pit release. Activated very early on. Thermidor 2 spinning very closely. Stinger, you never know what to expect with them, and just on the edge. It is difficult to control, and 13 black nearly took the initiative there on the advantage, and very nearly shoved Stinger down. Chompalot onto one wheel of 13 black, getting a grip. Good weapons work from 9-year-old James Cook at the controls. And I think Thermidor is in trouble. Chompalot keeps up the attack. There you can see their team with Stinger, but Thermidor, they look perplexed. And the ref bot is counting them down and out as immobilised. Funny thing is, I think the weapon's still working. There it is, Thermidor. Wait, so yes, it is. Flipped up Dead Metal. 13 black. Well controlled. But in the thick of trouble there is Thermidor. There is 13 black now with Chompalot. Now, is Chompalot moving? For me, Thermidor 2's already been counted out, so whatever you see from that machine now is irrelevant. It certainly is now. And 13 black on the flame pit. Question for me, how active is Chompalot? You see there the front beak-type jaws have been bent and buckled. 13 black, certainly the one to watch. And Stinger throughout, just ponderous here. Look, the ponderous pendulum has stayed out of trouble. Chompalot is being counted out. Look flamboyant with the wings and everything, but there's no more huff and puff in that dragon. And you're about to find out a harsh lesson in Robot Wars. The dragons, I'm afraid, have long since been extinct. 13 black and Dead Metal. A blam and a slam, unlucky for some. Well, 13 black has proved that for Chompalot, but what a very good first effort from the Cook family. It's a vibrant-looking machine, or it was, I should say. It's not too vibrant now. There goes the floor flipper. The dragonflies. Dragonflies. We make this up as we go along. Chompalot on the floor. It'll be okay to fight another day, I hope. Not today, but it was a valiant effort. The knights in shining armour didn't do it. The house robots eventually did. Chompalot and Thermidor 2 go out.
Chompalot bit off more than it could chew, but a big upset. Thermidor, a very fancy robot. It's in the pit. It's gone out. The winners are 13 black and Stinger.
Well, it's going to be a game of Russian roulette for one robot.
I think we can take him on.
The thing is, they've got 2 spinning discs, but they're not really of the calibre of yours.
Nothing in comparison.
Is there anything that can go wrong?
Everything can go wrong.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, Matilda, there you can see the rear flywheel, don't look too closely, and Dead Metal with the serrated saw, the pincers.
3, 2, 1.
Now, because of the mechanical problems to Double Trouble, I'd have 13 black odds on here. Double Trouble needs to get it over and done with early if it's to have a chance. 13 black, 100 kilos, Double Trouble, 100 kilos. You wouldn't think that, would you, to look at the 2 machines out there? 13 black, the quicker, the more manoeuvrable. And they know it too. In it comes, 13 black and double trouble. I think one of the weapons has gone. It has. Let's have a look. 13 black came in, and one of the two spinning car flywheel weapons of double trouble has come completely off. And 13 black already on the offensive, though they do look pensive still. But now they whip their machine up into a frenzy as double trouble can only look on in envy. You don't want to go near 13 black when it's doing that. Oh dear, why did you go near that double trouble? Didn't you hear me? 13 black backs away. Apparently, I'm hearing from the pit they did hear me, but they chose to totally ignore me. Well, it's sensible sometimes. Most people think so. Double trouble back on the attack on 13 black. And now staying away from trouble. Warren looks on. Double trouble being pushed and nudged. Not too sure whether both those weapons of 13 black are now working. I don't think they are. This for a place against Stinger in the heat final, don't forget. And the Stinger team want as much punishment caused to 13 black from now on, because I don't think there's any doubt as to which way this battle is going to go. Do you? Unless there's a major surprise now. The controls of 13 black, steady there in the hands of John Denny, the captain. Double trouble sticking in there, mind you, and the fans will appreciate that. And it's a dogged performance by Double Trouble on the floor spinner. 13 black may have just been nudged away there by Double Trouble to an effect whereby the 13 black weaponry has been stopped. Now, are we going to see that shock, or is that too late from Double Trouble?
A good fight, but no clear winner. We're going to have to go to the judges. While they reach a decision, let's review that hot robotic action.
Craig, I don't think any doubt as to the robot in command early on. 13 black, off came the weaponry of Double Trouble, ripped away 13 black, pirouetting, dancing, destructive. Double was in trouble, but they weren't finished off.
The judges have reached their decision. You know the criteria. They've gone for 13 blacks! Come on! I tell you, mean robot.
Yeah.
And I think one of your spinning discs did break down, didn't it?
It stopped. I don't know why it stopped. I just driving it around in reverse with the
It
other one.
stopped because you've been given it such a pounding.
Well, there was that as well.
and towards the end, I think the second one stopped as well, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
But there was bits of that robot all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, people are picking it out of their hair.
I had to duck at one point.
You had to duck. Nearly got it in the eye. I mean, what robots do you think, ooh, if I'm going to go all the way, I best avoid that till the final? I mean, who are your Brazil of robots that you think, oh, I don't want to go near them?
Flippers. It's got to be flippers.
Flippers,
Yeah.
Because they can get under those discs, can't they, really? You know.
I mean, it will run upside down, but it's not very good.
This thing of spinning around, that's a bit chicken to me, that. I mean, that's like sort of, you know.
I was only doing it for show anyway.
Oh, was it? I thought you'd bottled it a bit.
It was a bit of a dare for the other team. Dare you come in and hit us.
And they did? Yes. And flew off in the other direction.
Amongst two of them, yeah.
Anyway, it's nice to see you doing so well. We hope you progress further in the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. 13 black!
Well, they put the parts back together again. Stinger, Kevin Scott, Tim Mann and Carl Skinner.
13 black.
Yes, they start as underdogs. John Denny, Richard Morris and their 13 black machine.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the House Robots in this heat final, dead metal. And the other CPZ, ooh, Sir Killalot. Look at those claws.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
How much damage has been sustained by these robots earlier on in competition? 13 black. We've already seen how one of those spinning disc weapons was immobilized in its second round clash. Stinger with the mighty mace, standing tall, looking. Down comes the mace. See the sparks fly there. Is it caught on the side of 13 black? Again a slam, but no damage done to that main body of 13 black. Got to try and get the mace in underneath one of those wheels, I think. 13 black on there. Oh, something's come off. Stinger there. You can just see it lying on the arena floor. What is it? Anything vital or superficial? They came in looking for the tyres, and certainly something came off Stinger there. We'll wait and see if that has damaged its manoeuvrability. Doesn't seem so yet. But 13 black is on the attack, and the spinning disc button has been released. In the centre of the arena, you'll see a disc spinning around. It can throw robots away, off track. 13 black, very much on track here. And on their way, if it stays like this, to a famous heat victory. The Stinger team are up against it here. They simply can't get any damage done. They whirl and twirl, trying to get themselves into a frenetic frenzy. But 13 black, stylish and controlled themselves, backing away from any trouble, then coming in on another attack. John Denny at the controls of 13 black, beaten in Robot Wars 5 in the heats by Corkscrew. Doing well here. Stinger again trying to work up some sort of momentum to get the mace at its finest and most destructive, but it's not getting any purchase on 13 black. 13 black turns away. Stinger's mace hangs a little bit limp. He's controlled his machine very well, John Denny. Both weapons are still working. Could well go to the judges this on style, control, damage and aggression. They'd have to vote. Well, that's not good driving, 13 black. They were in no peril and they went straight onto the flame pit. That'll count against them. And again, Stinger now coming in. Perhaps they sense that something's gone wrong with 13 black. As the fight turns, oh, Stinger! In trouble! Drove into the CPZ! Sir Chompalot has them by the mace. Cease is called. They may have been saved by that, but not perhaps by a judge's decision. We'll wait and see.
What a ding-dong battle that was! I would not want to be a judge. Who do you think won? Who do you think won? Oh, the audience seems to be going for Stinger. I'm not sure the judges will. What do you think? Let's see some of the highlights.
Stinger's first attack, but 13 black caused more damage there. And we're on top, I felt. Then 13 black came back into it with a couple of mighty blows. Even Stevens, until the very nitty-bitty gritty end, when Stinger was caught by Chompalot.
The audience, I must admit, I've gone for Stinger. Well, the judges have just made their decision, and you're going to be terribly disappointed. They've gone for 13 black! Yes! Well, the audience came out in favour of Stinger. The judges came out in favour of you, and I suppose that's what matters.
Yeah.
How did you approach that fight? Because as I was saying to the boys, I mean, that robot of theirs is so difficult to beat, because you can't really do anything to it.
That's right, it just flips out of the way as soon as you touch it, and then it just bounces and spins round and comes back again, so we've got to keep on hitting it.
I mean, because you've got these spinning wheels, I suppose you were just going for the tyres. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were hitting the tyres quite a lot, and it didn't seem to shred them at all.
That's right. Well, we were in the previous fight with them because they were obviously in the same heat as us, and we managed to put a nice dent in the side of their wheel, so we knew it could actually do some damage to them, but whether it was going to be serious enough to stop them was always a bit marginal. But give it a try.
Yeah, you did try. Where do you see the future now? Do you think you can do it?
We'll give it our best shot.
If you can beat the 11 seeds, it means you can beat anyone, really, surely.
I hope so.
We'd like to meet it in the disc, because there's a lot of saying, oh, you can beat them or you can't beat them. So.
Yeah, I mean, the battle of the discs, that'd be. But you've got two.
Exactly, so we've got twice the chance of beating them.
There you go, then.
Probably got 1.5 at the minute.
I'll tell you what, I can't wait to see that fight, though. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for 13 black! Well, you can keep your Botox injections and expensive manicures, because there ain't nothing pretty about Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
From Hinckley in Leicestershire, 13 Black.
Beat number 11 seed Stinger to get to this semi-final.
Remind me of your weight, 13 Black.
Our weight is just about 100 kilos.
Do you think Firestorm can flip you out of the arena, 13 Black?
Only if we don't smash him first.
Okay, but you think it's possible for them to get underneath you and flip you?
Quite possible, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And what about their armour? Have you had a good look at that?
Yeah, yesterday I had a quite good look.
Is it thick enough to cope?
Not really, it's only aluminium.
Oh, okay.
Powerful two 750mm steel-bladed carbon composite spinning discs, joint fastest in the semi-final at 20 miles an hour. I don't trust the radio reception.
Roboteers, stand by.
Two good teams here, John Denny and Richard Morris of the 13 Black team, and their Graham Bone, Hazel Heslott of Firestorm 4. In the arena, Sir Killalot with the Lance and the Pincers. Good to see Shunt back in action, as always.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Did take 13 Black a couple of judges' decisions to get through their heat, but still for me they look very impressive. Mind you, Firestorm so experienced and flicking 13 Black immediately over. Now, can 13 Black right itself? It can technically run upside down. It'll need to after that thrust. And we'll see whether there is life in 13 Black now. Well, they tell me it can technically run upside down. Run, waddle, struggle. Firestorm comes in for the kill. And the 13 Black team really up against it here now. One of the big 750mm spinning discs turning, but slower and slower. And the ref bot has a nudge and a check. And I think John Denny there with the beard, the captain and driver of 13 Black, probably realises the worst is just about to happen. Or is it? Is Firestorm moving? Well, he grimaces. John at the controls of 13 Black. Is Firestorm wedged in? Is 13 Black wedged in? The ref bot therefore can go in and examine. Firestorm's gone up on the angle grinder on the sidewall. And that is not good driving by Graham Bone. That's better, away. So Firestorm certainly mobile and on the offensive. Looks like some dreadful insect struggling for life. 13 Black in there, Firestorm coming in. They actually drove themselves into the pit in their first fight in this series, in their heat. Survived though, because two others have been immobilised before them. Went on, beat Exterminator in their heat final, and they wait now Firestorm 4 before coming in to drive on 13 Black. The wheels are spinning, but it's going nowhere. And the ref bot has another look. It actually helped both robots out, I think, here earlier to get them off the arena sidewall. 13 Black promptly went back up on the sidewall and therefore will be counted out. And once again, we'll go into the losers melee with Firestorm 4 clean through to round 2 of this semi-final. Need to get involved in anything silly now, Firestorm 4. Cease is finally called. What's Firestorm 4 doing here? Little friendly help for 13 Black. It's all right now, Graham, it's all over. Oh, big boys don't cry.
13 Black, certainly an unlucky number for them. Firestorm go burning on!
Now I get it, you see. Now I understand that the 13, it wasn't unlucky for some, it was at 13 seconds is how long we can last before we're flipped.
Oh, it's very clever.
Because it was approximately that, wasn't it?
It probably was, yeah.
Disappointed?
Not really, but I just can't believe we've got this far.
You've still got a chance.
I know.
Don't forget there's the losers melee, and that's why Firestorm didn't go in there. They were very generous.
Yeah, well, we've said to them, if you're immobilised, you know, if you think you're out, stop moving, because we can't stop hitting you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
same sort of thing.
Well done, well done.
Leaving for the losers melee, 13 Black, Dantomkia and Wild Thing.
Are you ready?
We're a little worried, but we're ready.
For the losers melee, who are you worried about?
Both of them.
Okay.
We're going to go in and just have fun.
Dantomkia is a really strange one because they're so new and yet they've done so well.
They're very good robot. They're very unlucky for the last bout where they lost their link, I believe. Very unfortunate.
But that means they're in really good shape. Are you in good shape?
We're ready. The robot's ready. We'll give it our best.
The robot's fine. It's you lot that's having the problem.
Dantomkia. Wild Thing. 13 black.
So another chance for the 13 black and Dantomkia team there, and the Adams family and Wild Thing.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, Chompalot, ready to trundle and rumble, and Dead Metal.
3, 2, 1.
Brilliant sportsmanship from the rest of the Roboteers to put Wild Thing back together again as Dantomkia, the missing link, now return, comes in, vents off a little bit of steam, but immediately is on the attack and looking much more impressive, taking on 13 black. One of those discs repaired with a little bit of sticky tape, it would seem. Dantomkia very much on the prowl, smashing onto 13 black, looking to come again. Wild Thing being thrust away. Looking the lightweight of these machines, Wild Thing, at the moment. Reached the first round of the semi-final in Series 5. 13 black, meanwhile, takes a terrific pounding there. And Wild Thing, they're being crumpled and munched by Dead Metal. I think Wild Thing's totally out of it, but Dantomkia played a major part with that shove on 13 black. Then the flick, down it came with a crunch. Wild Thing then drove itself onto the flipper of Dantomkia, and in came Dead Metal, and the sparks flew. The blade is turning, but there's no one at home, Wild Thing. 13 black, I think, is at its end as well. Dantomkia trying to... Oh! Wild Thing is driven straight into the pit. Dantomkia just pressed the release button. Wild Thing unawares drove themselves onto it. Nick and Isabel Adams have gone out at the semi-final stage of Robot Wars for the 4th time. 13 black, surely to... How can you smile when you've worked so hard on your machine? What are they doing out there? It's great fun. All that work. Great stuff. In defeat, a smile, and so some sort of dance. Yeah, well, the slogan is "Spin to Win," coined by the Hypnodisc Rose family originally, and the Wild Thing team and the 13 black boys heading out of the series semi-final. Beaten twice then in their initial battle in the semi and here in the losers melee. And Dantomkia looks much stronger now, don't you agree? Link back in place, and the full bottle pressure flipper seems to be working. They want the pit, you can hear the crowd crying. I think Dantomkia want 13 black out of the arena, just as they flipped Mighty Mouse earlier on in the series and Chaos 2. 13 black wants none of it. And he's still mobile, and he's still a threat with those two spinners. And he's got it underneath Dantomkia, and once again they're wedged on a grinder. That's the second time we've seen that. Not too clever, is it? So Chompalot's there. Dead Metal briefly, he's retreated to have a run, I think, at Dantomkia. Just away, 13 black comes in. That's a strong onslaught from 13 black. When it crosses the arena like that, it's travelling at 20 miles an hour, but he's just left himself broadside on for a Dantomkia shove, and 13 black goes over yet again. And we've seen, though they claim they're invertible, they can run upside down, it's hardly quick progress. Dantomkia, 1 or 2 shoves more. It's going to go to the judges, this. I don't think they'll have too much work to do to decide the winner. Dantomkia or 13 black? Wild Thing have definitely got.
Another spectacular battle we've thrown to the judges. And the judges have decided the winners are Dantomkia!
From Hinckley in Leicestershire and number 7 seed, 13 Black.
The number 7 seed, semi-finalists from the 6th Wars.
They only finished their robot last night and they've got to go and fight today. That's pretty bad, isn't it?
It is actually, but it's the way the roboteers work, I'm afraid.
You are 7th seed.
We are, yes.
You did lose out in the semi-final last year. What modifications have you made?
We have a self-righter this time, so if we get flipped, we have a chance of staying in the fight. And we've got much more powerful weapons. The discs are much faster, so we should be able to destroy a lot more robots.
2 700mm diameter discs rotating counterclockwise at 1200 RPM bring high damage capability at 20 miles an hour. It's the quickest in the battle as well.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams then. On the left, 13 Black, captained by John Denny. Herbinator, captained by Jeremy Cuss. And on the left there, the Lightning Boys, Laurie Calvert in charge, and the Alien Carla Asplin captains that team. Little Christine Asplin there you can see as well. Oh, Cassius Chrome is in the war zone for the house robots, along with Shunt.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
13 Black, top left of your picture, must be favourite for this opening battle. The Herbinator gets a first slam in Robot Wars. New to the war zone, an impressive shove by the Alien, spinning again, trying to get underneath the Herbinator. High ground clearance, that was always going to be vulnerable. The Alien's hammer winding itself up. 13 Black dodging a little bit of trouble from Lightning, which looks impressive early on. Scuttling across the arena floor with great effect. 13 Black unlucky for some. Not unlucky for the Alien, which just withstood that barrage. Ooh, is 13 Black smoking? The ref bot checking Herbinator. I think their short life in Robot Wars is about to cease. An ex-robot. Ref bot out there checking on 13 Black. But the Herbinator is no more, I'm sure. There goes the count. A flipper flick will not keep you in Robot Wars, Herbinator. The idea is to move around, fight, rumble. The pit release button has been activated. They're trying to self-right, you see, with the flipper, but they're flipping thin air. Oh, goodness me, 13 Black nearly went down the pit. What were they doing there, dawdling? That was poor driving from a very experienced 13 Black team. This is the 4th time they've fought in Robot Wars, and they're in trouble. They have not fought a good fight. We know the Herbinator is out. And now the ref bot was checking there on the Alien. A very close look. Yes, the hammer is spinning slower and slower. There's no forward movement, though, from the 100-watt drive motors. And 13 Black is in trouble. The question, did the Alien cease moving before 13 Black? I think it did. The Herbinator is now moving slowly, but it's too late for that. What a shame for the Alien, because early on in the battle, I believe they were causing some trouble, and they got bashed in the end. From the floor flipper. Good forward somersault. And now, of course, once a robot is deactivated, has come to an end, we can play the drop zone. Once again, we've seen it before, the massive power of the boy. Cease is called. A genuine ocean boy. Massive weight. And the Alien's armament withstood it. Fair play.
What a battle! The Herbinator and Alien were immobilised first. So 13 Black scrapes through by the skin of its teeth, along with Lightning!
Here's the 13 Black boys. They are, of course, the number 7 seed in the 7th Wars. Is that going to be lucky for you?
We hope so, yes.
Well, it's not looking too lucky at the minute. You seem to have your entire robot all over the bench.
The situation normal, all in bits.
What's going on, man?
Just fixing the self-righter still. So.
Right. You're about to fight, though. Are you going to have it right, sort of fixed in time?
Yes.
Yeah.
You are?
We hope so, yes.
You're nervously stirring a cup of coffee.
I need the caffeine to stay awake.
You think you can take them?
No problem.
OK, no problem.
Yeah, they're pretty weak around the back end, so if you can get a good hit around the back, we'll smash the wheels off.
Tell you what, this is one fight I can't wait to see. It's going to be brilliant. 13 Black versus Gravity. Bring it on, lads!
13 Black.
One of the problems for me early on was the amount of time it took those discs to get up to full running speed. There's the team, John and Tasha Denny and Richard Morris.
Gravity.
Well, we've seen the full power of the Dutch flipper. WJ, Alex and Jerome.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, we've got Growler, our pet pooch. And joining him as well, there's the mighty Sir Killalot.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
For a place in the heat final then. And there goes the flipper of Gravity, and the number 7 seeds are overturned. And 13 Black in major peril now. We know they have a problem with self-righting. They have done in the past. They say they corrected that problem. Now we will see. So how can they self-right? From there, I can't see how they can. There's a high ground clearance because of the fact they're upside down, and Gravity can exploit that. They're in a CPZ, a corner patrol zone, and in comes Sir Killalot. The house robots can, of course, attack in a CPZ. In comes the claw, a grimace, a scrape. The wheels are spinning. I'm not too sure whether or not they'll rotate their way into the heat final. What a good early attack again by Gravity. This is certainly the best machine we've seen out of Holland ever in Robot Wars, because 13 Black is one of the best of British. Doesn't look like it, does it? They're turning round there, like a record on an old record player. You probably never heard of record players, actually. That shows my age. Ask Granny or Grandad, they'll tell you. They're in the corner. They're self-righted. They're OK. Or did they self-right? Or were they held? Doesn't matter. They're out! Unlucky for some. Unlucky for you, John Denny. 13 Black gone. Found their feet at last after being tossed, flipped, picked, spun, and in the end, bashed, bumped out. This is a very strong Dutch machine. The bounce took them out.
Oh! 13 Black could not defy Gravity. Gravity through to the heat final! Black, a lot of people's favourites, 7th seed. That was explosive. All over in the blink of an eye, really.
Do we hate flippers?
Well, have you thought about getting a self-righter rather than...
It didn't work.
It obviously didn't work.
Yeah, we've had nothing but trouble with self-righter for the last few days. It's just been an absolute nightmare. So we were hoping it was going to work for this fight, but if it didn't work, we knew we would have trouble. Yeah. And we had trouble.
You certainly had trouble. You keep relying on Sir Killalot to self-right you. It was so short.
Yeah, I know.
They've got a powerful flipper. How were you looking at the battle? What were you going to do? What was the plan?
We were going to go for his wheels.
Yeah.
We just didn't get a chance.
So, where'd you go from here? I mean, everyone's favourite. A lot of people thought you were going to win this competition.
We're coming back with a working self-righter next time.
A working self-righter. Guys, you've taken it well. You're good sports. Let's hear it for 13 Black. All the way from Holland.